Okay. Wow, that took a second. I really hope this works. Let's see. Let me. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh, my Wi-Fi situation is so tricky. Okay, I'm going to share screen. Just see if you can hear me. Let me find my chat. Gosh, I hope you guys can hear me. Oh my gosh. Can you hear me? Trying to bring my Wi-Fi back up. Okay, fantastic. It has been an interesting Wi-Fi week, man. Oh my goodness. Very interesting Wi-Fi week. Lord knows I'm out here trying to work and I'm like, why is this so hard? Please stop making this so hard. Marie, can I ask you to do me a huge favor, love? Can you paste the link to this live stream into the last live stream so that people who were in the last live stream can find their way into this one? And just let them know that we are live over here. I would really appreciate that. And I'm going to go ahead and Kristen, get your chart set up. I'm going to get your chart set up. and then we'll go from there. Please, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, don't fail me now. Work with me, Wi-Fi. Work with me. You guys, if you do Reiki, send some Reiki to my Wi-Fi, please. Because I am like legitimately trying to make this work for everyone. Thank you so much. So grateful you all have been so patient and understanding. All right, Kristen. Here we go, girl. Kristen C. Thanks for being a proper K-Moon. You're welcome. All right, and after Kristen, we've got Priscilla, Angelita, then Tammy. Powerful group, powerful day. I agree. Okay. Westchester, Pennsylvania. Let's get on this. Westchester. You can do it. All right. 4, 22, 71, 7 a.m. Okay, cool. Question. What does 2020 look like for me and the stars? All right, great question. Let's go ahead and get into it. Grand trine, ruler Mercury. Earth grand trine. Okay. Strong mutable. Okay. So as I'm looking out at next year for you, you have Jupiter trine the sun right now, which is probably feeling really nice. Like you've probably had some really lucky breaks and some massive downloads. Like your clairsentience just jumped up a notch, Kristen, which is great. Like you just got an upgrade to your clairsentient ability. It also may have seen like in the last year or so, like you probably even got clairaudience, but it looks like a lot of your psychic ability has come online via your clairsentience in a really massive way. Okay, cool. So you confirm that's a yes. As I'm looking at your chart here, the big news for you in 2020 where is your natal Mercury? It's in Aries. All right, the big news for you, babe, is going to be when Mercury goes retrograde. Every single planet is going to go retrograde next year. It is a big retrograde year, literally everything, but clairaudience and clairsentience. Yeah, I was thinking you got both of those. When Mercury goes retrograde this coming year, it is going to knock your socks off. Let me give you those dates right now because I had to write them down. Doing all my client 2020 prep. Mercury is your chart ruler, and the Mercury retrogrades are happening in water signs for you, or for everyone, I should say. You have very low water. When these Mercury retrogrades happen, you are going to feel emotionally probably a bit overwhelmed. Here are the dates, February 17th through March 10th. We're looking at Mercury retrograde in Pisces. This is going to be a Mercury retrograde that talks about work and career stuff for you. And emotionally, you're going to get really clear about what you need to keep doing and what you need to stop doing on the career front. This is part of a larger 3-year cycle that culminates next year. The second Mercury retrograde is going to be June 18th through July 12th, and that's all going to be here in Cancer in your house of earned income. This is going to help you figure out what you need to be doing for money and what you need to stop doing for money. And it's going to build on that first Mercury retrograde happening in your 10th house and 11th house. The final Mercury retrograde of the year is going to be in Scorpio and Libra. And that's going to happen here in your 6th house of health and well-being, but also of students and teachers, mentors and mentees, disciples and masters. This is also the house of known as enslavement in ancient astrology, but it's the house having to do with where we feel like certain circumstances have power over us. And so this will be if you're working in a place that's not serving you, that Mercury retrograde is going to be the final nail in the coffin. I highly recommend that if you know you need to change careers, and this has been on your mind for a while, know that the emotional wake-up calls that the Mercury retrogrades gave you every Mercury retrograde in 2019, because they too were all in water signs, they're going to get even louder next year. Start looking for a job now. Otherwise, if you're gunning for a promotion, expect that you're going to get a lot of work and more visibility at the end of 2020, but not so much at the beginning. If you want to dig deeper into that, I highly recommend that we do a private session one-on-one to get more into all of the other stuff. But yeah, just pay attention to those Mercury retrogrades, Kristen, because Mercury is your chart ruler. All right. Priscilla, then Angelita, then Tammy. You guys are next. Assuming that my Wi-Fi stays stable, we might take one or two more. Priscilla, if you would be so kind. Yes, girl, you were ready, Priscilla. That's how I like to roll. All the gold stars, Priscilla. Thank you. Okay, let me go ahead and share screen and pull up your chart. Priscilla, you were born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now, how you not gonna have San Juan? Oh, because I spelled it wrong. San Juan. That's how you spell it. All right, 8. Sometimes I get mad at my software because there are places that it doesn't have that I feel like it should have, and I'm just annoyed with the whole thing. I'm like, are you kidding me? How could you not have this place? Like Palestine, it doesn't have Palestine, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to get into the politics of that, but that is wrong. Okay, Priscilla, what is your question, baby cakes? You're very welcome, Kristen. It would be my honor to do a reading with you. Cool. Yeah, just ping me in my inbox and we can talk about it. Let's see. What should I focus on, work on to grow and develop spiritually? Priscilla, what a beautiful question. I love that question, honey. Your spiritual growth. All right, well, your lifelong lesson has to do with learning how to be yourself in a partnership. Mini readings are 5 minutes, hon. They're one question. It's one question or 5 minutes, but it's definitely not longer than 5 minutes, and it is one question. So yeah, back to back to you, my love, Priscilla. Um, Lifelong lesson, North Node Libra. North Node Libra is all about partnership. But when it's in the first house, it's about learning how to be yourself, because that's the first house, learning how to be yourself in partnership. You've been getting a very heavy dose of activation around that and some tough lessons as certain things have ended when you have not been yourself. Um, and other things have come along when you have been yourself, when you least expected it. This is due to the eclipses on the Capricorn Cancer axis that have squared your North Node. This axis for you falls on your fourth house and 10th house. And this is the house, the axis of identity. So, really, these last 2 years have been all about really figuring out who Priscilla is, what Priscilla needs, what's valuable about Priscilla. My sense is that there have probably been some challenges as it pertains to family, perhaps with your siblings, where they were kind of like maybe you stood your ground on certain things or they took a stand on certain things and it was just against some of your principles, or what you stood your ground on was because you wanted to take a stand for your principles. That being said, um, those challenges were here to help you come into being um, on Team Priscilla. They were here to help you really become Priscilla's best partner. And you've got more of that coming in 2020, because what's pulling you toward that North Node in 2020 is an 11-month stay of the partnership asteroid in the partnership sign in the first house. So if you've got business partners or business associates, once again, Priscilla, this is a year of really figuring out how to look out for yourself, and trusting that your partnerships are going to be okay when you put being fair to Priscilla above being fair to everyone else. That's your big, big, big lesson for spiritual growth in 2020, is figuring that part out. And the more you do that, the easier life is going to get over the next 3 to 5 years. That is the number, like, if you do nothing else, do not past go. Get out in front of anyone who would put themselves in front of you. Get on top of places where you lay yourself over the tracks for people to run over. Stop it. You are really and truly needing to stand for Priscilla, be on Team Priscilla over the next several years. But next year in particular, you're going to learn how to be a partner, a spouse to yourself. Okay. And out of that, right partnership is going to come forward for you. All right. So that's the big thing for you in 2020, my love. It's going to be a good year. Good year. I've had some tough lessons, but no doubt in my mind, if you're asking this question, you've aced it. Yeah. All right, Angelita, it's you next, and then Tammy. You're welcome, Priscilla. It's you and then Tammy. And then if anyone else feels, hey Bob, thank you for letting me know you hear me loud and clear. We've got room for a few more now that my Wi-Fi's got it together. Guess it was going through some sort of firmware update. All right, Angelita, 812. Okay, I need a year. You have no year? Oh, no, wait, you have no love life. Okay, got it. What year were you born? 1983. Okay. 8:12, 6 a.m. Lincoln Heights, California. 8/12, 1983. 6 a.m. All right. Let's have a look. Yeah, I love that cartwheel one. That's like one of my favorite emojis to use is that cartwheel emoji, Marie. Love life. I have none. Well, let's talk about it. Ah, okay. Well, I got news and I got news, Priscilla. Or Angelita. I got news and I got news. Let me find the best way to put this. How long have you been without a love life, Priscilla? I'm sorry, Angelita. How long has this been going on that you have been without a love life? Spill it, Gina. uh, years. Okay. Well, the last guy doesn't even count. Okay. Therein lies the problem. Um, so here's what I'm seeing going on, baby cakes. You just wrapped up. Um, Let me just see when that ended. Yeah, 2016, the end of 2016. Okay. So prior to 2016, you had a years long transit, years, where it would have been exceedingly difficult to bring a relationship together because of Neptune's transit of your seventh house. A Neptunian transit of the seventh house makes it feel like the second a relationship comes together, it slips through your fingers. The moment it starts to feel like the tide is coming in, the tide is going right back out. Neptune uh, is only satisfied with a deeply spiritual relationship and a deeply spiritual soul bond. Um, and that comes with not only just deep spirituality but deep emotionality. If those two are not in place, a relationship will not come together. This Neptune will just kind of drag it out. Now that was over in 2016, babe. This is 2020. That's been over. So when I say, how long has this been going on for? um, the thing that I'm seeing that is in the place of blockage now, or that was in the place of blockage just after that, was Saturn transiting this house of romantic liaisons and that fifth house of like kind of coming togethers, flirtings, things kind of getting off the ground. Saturn would not have allowed you to get anything off the ground if it wasn't real. But with that long Neptune transit, it would have put you in the place of feeling a little bit like you give up. Now, here's the third thing that I'm seeing that you're going to have to overcome, and it's the way you were born. Now, all of us have our challenges given how we were born. No one has a perfect chart when it comes to love. Everyone has their ish. Your ish is this. You've got Lilith sitting here on the seventh house cusp. Lilith, first wife of Adam in the mythology, created by God, given the same deal, same exact deal. God gave Eve. You're going to sit in this garden. You're going to eat this fruit, not that fruit. You're going to make Adam some babies. And once you've made these babies, then you're going to help him out and be his support system. Lilith took one look at that little contract and said, I'm good. I'll take my chances out in the wilderness where I've got no known shelter, protection, um, or predictable food source. I'm going to take my chances out there because this little situation I am not interested in. And when you've got Lilith, where you have Lilith sitting in your chart is where you tend to play hardball. It's where you're a bit my way or the highway. I'd rather have nothing at all than have this, which means that instead of trying, quite often Lilith people end up going, it's not worth it. They look at, an attempt from a man, or they look at a possibility, and unless it looks like the full deal, the whole enchilada, all 6 courses, including the champagne and caviar, they go, forget it. I'd rather sit at home by myself. Mary Lee sounds like something I'd do too. I get it. Yes, I'm a ball buster. Well, that's why you're single, babe. Cut it out. What you need to do with Lilith on your cusp like that, your 7th house cusp, is take a look at what matters to you. Because with Lilith on the 7th house cusp, you've got to really drill down to the core needs, not the whole enchilada. Nobody walks in on their first day of a job and gets, the corner office at a law firm. You got to work your way up to partner. Literally, double entendre intended. You got to work your way up to partner. So, yeah, I guess and I give myself all I could need, so it makes it hard for them. Geez, never saw that. Yeah, men like to be needed, babes. They like to be needed. You got to give them how they can be needed. They don't want to be an ornament. They want to be essential. Come on, don't you too? So that being said, yeah, you gotta look at that. But the light side of Lilith is all of that power and all of that strength to take a stand for what matters. That's a real gift of Lilith when it comes to relationship. So that being said, lower the defenses, let some men in, go on some dates, girl, because the drought is over. It's been over. And take it from there. All right. So we've got Tammy, and she's last on our list, unless anyone else would like to join. All right. Filled with love. Okay, Tammy, let's get your party started. Angelita, thank you for allowing me to read for you. You're a very powerful woman, absolutely. And simultaneously, use that power to get what you want. Become relentless about getting into relationship. Do some classes with Allison Armstrong. That'll help you out a lot, for shiz. It will help you out a lot. Mary Lee, I have another one coming up on Friday at 2:00 Eastern. Mark your calendar, honey. Okay. Cloquet, Minnesota. Okay. 1 9 1972 6:52 a.m. Okay. Currently divorcing a karmic partner, wondering how 2020 looks for me in love and twin flame union. Yeah, Melanie, just scroll back. You can hear your reading, or it's in the other live. So just open that one up and go back to it, Melanie. You'll be able to hear it there. Because I don't think you're in this live. Yeah, you were the last one on the last live. So it's on the channel. You can just go back and listen to it and get those dates again. Or no, Kristen got dates. So, all right. 2020 looks for you in love and twin flame union. Okay. Yep. Okay. I see that divorce here. Got it. Right on schedule. And since you are progressing on schedule, I mean, by 2021, it looks like you have already laid all of the foundational work for the union to come into place, and it comes into place by 2021. I mean, it's pretty straightforward since you're tracking on schedule. So by laying the groundwork and the foundation, what's being referred to aha. Yeah, you've learned a lot about what will and won't work for you in partnership. Like a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Yeah, MA, you can join. That's cool. Get on the list, girl. Okay, Val's on the list. You've learned a lot by the placement here of the Divine Feminine. And now, okay, well, you need to move. I see that here. If you haven't moved, that's on the agenda. Oh, yeah, that is on the agenda, a move. But then you've learned a lot. What you're being asked to do is to take everything that you've learned and actually apply it, like to do relationship in a completely new and different way. To really and truly take your time. Hey, okay, you should be able to hear me. So yeah, yeah, it looks like if you want to, I don't know if he's moving on schedule, Tammy, but you are. What I'm being shown here is that since you're moving on so on schedule, if you want this to come together, it probably will come the end of 2020. Yeah. Yeah, end of 2020 is looking really good for you guys. Ah, good. I'm glad you can hear. Cool. So that's what I got for you, Tammy. You need to implement the things that you've learned. Go slow, communicate different. That's the big things for next year. Okay. Hey, Kylie. Great to have you. All right, Val, you're on the list, babes. Let's go for it, V. Talk to me, V, about your question and your chart. Let me get some details from you. Welcome, welcome, Kylie. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad. Thanks for letting me read for you, Tammy. I appreciate it. All right, Val. Holler at me, girl, with those details. Okay, V. Awesome. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Okay. Where were you born, V? I need to know. Panorama City? Is that in California? I guess it is. All right. 10, 27, 1989, 8:30 a.m. Okay. Cool. Your question is okay, and Manal wants to get on the list. Got you. What 2020 energies can I use to push my mission forward? Okay, Manal, I got you, hun. You'll be right after Val, so go ahead and start typing your question. V, what is your mission, honey? What mission are you working on? What mission have you chosen? T squared a moon. Oh, I see it. It does look like you're going to have to reinvent yourself, hun. There's some level of self reinvention that's going to be required here, but I'm curious what your mission is. You just started a nonprofit to empower women through activism, spirituality, and wellness. Got it, V. Okay, so maybe this is the reinvention and you're already on track. Because it's showing me a big activation to that fifth house of creative offspring, creative endeavors, and that's where businesses are started and born, but it's governed by Aries, which is all about the self. So, a reinvention of self that really takes into account A, your values, B, your dreams, C, that you need to make money, and C, other people who can help you get the money that you need to make. So, the self that you're becoming, the self that you need to reinvent, the self that you're rebirthing, Val. Yeah, it sounds like you're reinventing yourself as a businesswoman. Like I'm sure you maybe started a business before, but this is what I'm seeing here is like a whole other scale. And so the energies of 2020, they're going to challenge this for you. Yeah, V, get that money. They're going to challenge your capacity to take this stand, but I think you're going to ace it, like you're going to come through this with flying colors based on what I know about the transits and what I see here in your natal chart. You may have to figure out how to go around or go over or go under if you can't go through. It's about being creative and finding alternate ways to achieve your objectives in 2020. The main thing you need to remember is just to not take no for an answer, because you're going to hear no a lot in 2020, or like we can't, or it's not the right time, or sorry, or you might just hear no response. Just don't take no for an answer, V. It's going to be a challenging year, but it's going to be a year that by the end of it, you're going to look at yourself and see beyond the shadow of a doubt, you're a different woman than the woman you started the year with. A very different woman. And by the end of the year, you're going to be working some lessons around being impeccable with your word. Like really following through on what you said you were going to do, meaning what you say and only saying what you mean. That's going to be something that is going to be required of you come the end of the year for things to keep moving forward, is impeccability with your words. So, okay, my love, it's going to be a good year. Congratulations on starting the new nonprofit. I'm very impressed for you, very proud, very inspired. Get that money, girl. Be that business lady, be that boss lady, be that boss. All right, let me pull up your chart, Manal. What is your question, Manal? What did you say? Manal, Manal. Okay, go ahead and type your question, Manal, while I pull your chart, sweetie. Thank you to everyone who's hanging out. KB, it would just be you on the list next, hon. There's no one else. You're welcome, V. You got this, girl. Your chart is showing me that it is time. Yeah, KB, if you want to join, it would just be you next. Otherwise, I was about to shut it down. As you know, that never happens. All right, Manal, what's your question? 2020 career? Let's get into it. I can probably only do one in a mini read. So since you said love first, that's what I'm going to talk about. Nirvana cringe vibes. Hilarious. This is so funny. Nirvana cringe vibes. Kylie, you're hysterical. Look at this Merkaba in your chart, Manal. Dang, girl. Okay. You asked about love. You asked about love. Yeah, Beverly, we could talk about business once you've made your payment, honey. We could do that. But you got to make a payment first. Right now, my only payment that I have in is from Manal. So she's going to be our last reading until someone else pays. Manal, when I look at love for you for 2020, Okay, first things first, what I'm seeing here, thank you, Marie. Thank you, thank you. Yes, please press the like button. The first thing I'm seeing for you, Manal, is that there are some ways of doing love and partnership, Kurt Cobain, that are done. You can't keep being the same way that you have been in relationship. much of what you're being asked to bring to an end has to do with patterns that your family passed down to you that may have gone unexamined up until this point. But I can see here you're at a critical juncture, Manal, where if you want love to happen for you, connection, twin flame union, any of that stuff to happen for you, you're going to have to let go of some of the patterns that you inherited from your family. That's the big thing that I'm seeing here. Like, you've got to lay that stuff down, honey, in a really big way. There's just no way. Yep, KB, go ahead and paste your question and your information as soon as you have it, because I'm almost done with Manal. There's just no way for you to move forward carrying on what they handed you, certain things about what they handed you. Now, you probably know what those things are, and if you don't, you will by November of next year. But I have a feeling you already know what those things are. It's just hard to let them go. Either because there's certain dreams that your family had for you that you adopted as your own, as the way it should be, because that's a big thing that I'm seeing here. But there's also something, your chart is also really speaking about not just certain dreams that they had for you that you adopted as your own, but also certain, it's just behavioral patterns, like ways of doing relationship. Like the woman should do this and the man should do that. And this is what the marriage should look like. And this is how long it should take to get there. Da, 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 da. Any of those kinds of unexamined expectations are going to be up for examination. And many of them are going to die on the vine this year. Unfortunately, you're going to be asked to relinquish them so that new love can come in. Yeah, no, new love's not coming in until you drop the patterns, babe. You got to drop that. Got to drop it like it's hot. And then new love can come in. But right now, there's a little bit, we all love the idea that the phoenix rises from the ash, but people forget that phoenix needs to burn itself up first, and that part doesn't feel good. And that's kind of what you're going through right now, is specifically around femininity and womanhood and the way a man should be with you. You gotta lay it down, girl. You gotta lay it down. It's not gonna work. If you want new love to come in, it's not gonna work. But I see that your commitment here to love is big enough and strong enough to help you do that, which is good. You will lay it down. That much I can see. I'm not saying love won't come in. I'm saying it's not going to sit there and stick until you've got rid of this other stuff, hun. What's on the agenda is letting this stuff go. But yeah, it could come in. It could definitely come in. It could come. You've had a whole year of potential for love coming in. As soon as Jupiter hit this 14-degree mark, you had a whole year. And that was back in like March, April, when Jupiter hit that 14-degree mark. Now, it wasn't a great time because April through August, Jupiter went retrograde, but that just means you got extra time with Jupiter on your manifestation axis, shining a light on your fifth house of creative endeavors and new romance. So if it's not coming, If it's not coming, it's because these patterns have been in the way, honey. They have been in the way. That's okay. Saturn's transiting your 12th house, cleaning out a lot of your psychic cobwebs. And when Saturn gets into your fourth house in 22 or first house in 2021, it's going to force you to be a new person, whether you like it or not. So, yeah, your commitment to love is actually going to help you bring it in. But in order for it to happen, there's some stuff that you got to let go of. So, yeah, that's what's up. KB, it's all you, girl. Talk to me about your questions. I think I have your chart actually, Kay. Let me look. What's your question, Kristen Burke? All right, yeah. KB. I do have your chart. You're the only person from Chicopee I've read. Because you don't forget a name like Chicopee. Kristen B. Okay. Let's see what's good. Nah. Kylie, I don't get down with numerology, but you know who does is Marie, spiritual baddie. She gets down with numerology, but I don't really get down with that. I don't know enough about it to speak intelligently, so I just don't speak about it. I point it out when I see it, so intelligent people can make what they will of it, but I'm not well versed enough to talk about it. Got to stay in my lane, and my lane is this one. So, career change coming at the top of the year, possibly. Let me see. I think that solar eclipse is at the 4th degree of Capricorn on the 25th. That's what would bring it in for you. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I have that right. 4th degree. Table of eclipses. Let's get this info. (2020). Okay, here we go. Yeah, 4th degree of Capricorn. Yeah, girl, there's new work stuff coming in for you. But it's funny. This is also talking about new love stuff coming in at the same exact time, Kristen. Was it you? Did you have a twin that you work with? Was that part of your situation? Because if so, that looks like it could go somewhere. Like get solid a little bit. Do you see a major career change for me in the early part of 2020? Well, you asked a very simple yes or no question. The answer is yes. I do see it happening as early as January, February, March. Latest would be March. But yeah, I see it. It would be very exciting for you. Very exciting. But yeah, it looks like it comes with new love as well. Cool. Charlene, I got your payment, hun. Charlene, I got your payment. Do you have anything I should clarify on that? Because it was such a simple question. Kristen. Let me know if I can clarify anything. But yeah, do you see career change in 2020? Yeah, I do see career change in 2020. Like that's what we were talking about, a major career change sometime within the first 3 months. Um, and that career change also comes with new love. So, hi, Rev Charlene. Great to have you. You got to pay to get a reading, my love. It's $22.22. Um, just scroll up, you'll see the payment details in the chat, but I'll just repaste it for you, hun. But yeah, Kristen, I see it. It's coming. Fasten your seatbelt, girl. Fasten your seatbelt. It's gonna be nice. Okay. Oh, Rev Charlene, you did pay. Got it. You did pay. Okay. Got it. All right, let's get into your chart, Rev Charlene. Let's get into your chart. Where did my thing go? All right, cool. Let me refresh that page so I can get my chat back. Charlene, Minnie. Let's see. That's cool. I got it, Charlene. Let's see. 4/11/1987. $303. Okay. Mountain View. Okay, which Mountain View, babe? Look at all of this. I got Mountain View Acres, Kearns, San Bernardino, Santa Clara. Which Mountain View am I working with? Oh, twin lives where you want to move to work. Well, it looks like it gets really interesting in 2020. So keep doing whatever you're doing because it looks like it pans out, girl. Which Mountain View am I looking at for you, Charlene? We got a couple different mountain views in this software. Santa Clara. All right, cool. We'll work with that. You're welcome, KB. Good luck. Keep us posted, yeah? Let us know. Okay. Rev Charlene. Okay, what is your question, Rev Charlene? Let me see your question and then we can go from there. Don't be a cheapskate. You're hilarious. Marie, I love it. I need you to go live, Marie. I need you to go live. I can't wait. Let me know what your question is, Charlene, and we'll get started. Yeah, KB, it could be your twin since you're setting it up that way. It could definitely be your twin. I mean, the universe hates a vacuum. So if you make it so that the only thing that can come in is your twin and you're laying the groundwork, then yeah, that'll happen. Curious if there is anything specific that I should focus on in 2020, going live tomorrow. Thank goodness you guys subscribe to Marie's channel. Her lives are everything. Okay. 2020. Hmm. I see you've been going through a period of time where um, things have been like spiritually backbreaking, but there's also been a lot of spiritual growth. And in particular, this year brought forward a lot of opportunities as a result of you settling in and doing the work, which is good. Now, when I look at 2020 for you, you're going to need to be very careful with your money. You probably felt that way in 2019 as well, um, where the second it came in, it also went out. Um, you're going to have to be very, very watchful with your finances um, as you move through 2020, especially during May, June, July, August, and September. Those are going to be months where it's going to feel like money took a break from your life. I don't know another way to put it. Um, it's going to feel like money is on a holiday, and you're like, what the heck just happened here? It's just a retrograde season of some of the major planets that pertain to money in your chart. So, whatever you need to do to create financial continuity bef- through those months, do that. Um, everyone has, the planets that rule money in their chart. And when they go retrograde, it's like there's like a little ceiling on things a little bit. And so the more you have the capacity to get money from multiple sources, the easier it is to ride those tides. Um, oh, your brother came back. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna look at that in a minute. Let me focus on Charlene. Um, yeah. So it's okay. It's not a bad thing. You just need to make sure that like you're incredibly disciplined about spending your money on things that you need, not necessarily want, that you're stretching it as far as it can go. Um, and that you've always got that next hustle lined up. You got the side hustle, you got that diagonal hustle, you got that underground hustle, you got that above the ground hustle. Like you got to make sure that you have money coming in, 5 different ways. So, that's one of the big things I'm seeing for you next year, especially if you're making your money through spiritual work. One of the things that I see that could potentially happen is that you hit a spiritual wall, so to speak. Not that spirit's not working with you or talking with you, but it's almost like you get a level of flooding and inundation that occurs that then forces you to sit down and take a break. Like you want to make the money, but it's hard to because of spiritually, you're just a bit overwhelmed. So that's the big kind of thing I'm seeing going on for you next year is get on your A game with your money. And whatever you need to do to spiritually take care of yourself and arrange your life so that you can manage a financial the dry period. Because look, money, time, and energy, they're all the same thing. They're all the same thing. Money, time, and energy. And if you're overspending in one area, you're going to be overspending in the others. So it starts with your energy. And with the Mercury retrogrades, I just see that you could be low energy in such a way that it could impact your ability to bring in money. And so you just want to make sure that, any energy vampires, you've cut them off. Any psychic leaks you've got, you've sealed them up. So that, you know, as these downloads come in, because I see you're going to have a very fruitful year spiritually. As these downloads come in, you have the cushion if you need to take a day or two to recover to do that. Does that make sense, Charlene? Hope that makes sense. I also hope you have a job and you're not freelancing. Or if you are freelancing, I hope that you have the kind of freelance situation that you can turn on and turn off at will and get what you need as you need it. Um, so, yeah, that's the big thing for 2020. Don't think of it as a yikes. Think of it as like you're maturing. You're maturing in your discipline around how you handle time, money, and energy. You're maturing in the way you manage your energy, which is going to naturally unfold as a um, it's going to be reflected in the way your money gets handled. All right, Charlene, I hope that makes sense. Um, yes, you won't be the only one stalking Marie's channel tomorrow. Okay, now let me get back to what Marie had to say here. Thanks for letting me read for you, Charlene. I went on a bit Tuesday, but your brother came back to the States. Welcome. Oh my gosh, I know you were working so hard for that. Gotta enroll him back in school. It's a whole process. Now I remember why I don't have children. Oh my gosh, Marie. Happy reunion. Happy reunion with your family. Yes, yes. Please press like on your way out. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh my gosh, Kylie, you're the best. That's such a nice thing to say. Charlene is a sweet name. I love it. Um, and then if you want to check in on Friday, if you think of another question, by all means, I will be around on Friday at 2 o'clock doing more live mini reads. So yeah, looking forward to hanging out with you guys. We've got Christ consciousness meditation every night until Monday, 8:30 p.m. We've also got we had a live with Allison Armstrong today. Please re-listen to that. And I'll probably go live with Lee and Sherry right after Christmas during those quiet times, because I know that those times are hardest when you're in separation from your twin flame, nights, weekends, holidays. When you're off work and you're not occupied, they can be the hardest times when you're apart from your twin. So I'll bring Lee and Sherry on. They'll do some live coaching, laser coaching, and Q&A with folks to just help people get more deeply into the mindset they need to create for 2020 to be a foundational year for their union. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for being here. I really look forward to hearing how all of this unfolds. Take great care and bye for now.